Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Today I want to talk about going back to the classics. Basically, I just want to talk about going back and playing some old video games. It's something that I've been doing recently and I kind of just wanted to talk about it because, it's been a great time. The last 3 months or so I played The Last of Us Part 1 and 2 and Hollow Knight. And now I'm going back to some older games. And don't get me wrong, those are both incredible games, but there's something about older games that's very charming and nice to revisit every once in a while. Actually, to be honest, I shouldn't even say once in a while because I play old games quite frequently. Actually, before I played The Last of Us, I played some of the old Star Wars games from the 2000s, which is what you're watching. And before that was Oblivion and Mass Effect and Fallout 3. So I guess this isn't really about going back to the classics as it is just the classics in general. If anything, for me, it should be the opposite. It should be whenever I play a newer game, it would be like going back to the new stuff. Because new games are really nice. Old games are great, but they're not the same as new games in terms of, graphics and animations and stuff like that. Although on my Christmas list, I have Hollow Knight Silksong and Expedition 33. So I would say I play an even amount of old and new games, maybe slightly more on the old side. But anyway, the gameplay that you're watching is from Star Wars Battlefront, from the original, either the first or second one. I'm not really sure what it's going to be yet. But yeah, this is a fun game. And I also played Republic Commando around the time that I played this. Another amazing game. And one of the things that I like about old games in general is that even though the graphics are bad, that in itself kind of has a charm to it. Maybe it is just me, but I kind of like it. Maybe it's just that the older games have such great art styles that make up for the bad graphics, but it is kind of nice. And it's definitely not nostalgia. And this kind of goes back to what I said a second ago, but it's not nostalgia that makes me gravitate towards older games, because most of them I didn't even play when I was growing up because I wasn't around back then, or at least I was very young. So when I say that these Star Wars games are really good, I'm not being biased. I honestly would highly recommend them. They are a little janky sometimes, and this goes for old games in general. They're sometimes a little rough around the edges. But if you can look past that, then there's some great stuff here. And it's not even that you have to look past it or deal with it. Honestly, the jankiness can be part of the charm. But that's where I can see some people not really liking that, because you kind of have to be into that kind of thing. Old games and new games are very different. And if you don't like jankiness or you really care about graphics, then maybe you wouldn't like old games. And that's totally fine. But me personally, I've always liked older games. I grew up playing Halo, and as a matter of fact, I'm currently playing through Halo 3 ODST, which has been amazing so far. It's honestly really nice to go back and play it. It's just such a great game. And another game that I kind of started playing is Grand Theft Auto 4. And this one I wasn't even really planning on playing. It's kind of a long story, but I heard the city and the world was pretty cool. And so I just wanted to play it to just be able to drive around the city while I listen to music or watch YouTube videos or something like that, because that's something that I like to do. But the whole map isn't available when you first start the game. You have to get to a certain point to open up more of the map. So I just decided to play it. I've started playing it a little bit, and it's actually a lot of fun. The graphics are honestly really bad, but they were not lying when they said the world was nice. So that's what I'm currently playing, and in the near future, I want to start playing Skyrim and Halo 1 and 2. I mentioned this in the last video that I want to play these over Christmas break, and yeah, that just sounds like a lot of fun. So yeah, old games are really nice. They're a lot of fun. If you're watching this, you probably play video games, so let me know if you play new or old games. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed. If you did, a like or subscribe would be appreciated, and I will see you later.